Someone at HBO Max might have made a mistake and accidentally put out the release date for The Last of Us. The duo showing us what found family means shows up on our screens next year. We've also got a potential date for The Mandalorian Season 3's release, along with some new characters and plot twists. Let's look at when The Last of Us comes out and what the upcoming Star Wars show has for us. Starting off with, how did it leak? According to some vigilant fans on Twitter, the show could come out on the 15th of January. The fans came across its release date on its landing page, although the platform no longer shows a date when searching for the show. However, the date found in the description of its Season 1 sneak peek trailer was confirmed by multiple sources close to the show, such as GameSpot and Video Games Chronicle. They further said that the detail was pushed forward early on the streaming service purely by accident. Before the leak, however, HBO Max claimed that the show would come out sometime next year. Not just that, but according to VGC, it's officially scheduled to be announced later this week. The studio announced the show over 2 years ago based on Naughty Dog's best-selling PlayStation 3 game, The Last of Us. We've got Pedro Pascal from The Mandalorian playing Joel, and Bella Ramsey from Game of Thrones playing Ellie. Other than that, the show is both written and produced by co-president of Naughty Dog, Neil Druckmann, and Craig Mazin, who's known for writing and producing another HBO hit miniseries, Chernobyl. The main cast, Nick Offerman from Parks and Recreation will play the fan-favorite character Bill, while Storm Reed from Euphoria will portray Riley from the Left Behind DLC. Though we'd seen teaser images and shooting footage of both Joel and Ellie in action, we finally got a look at the show with its official trailer back in September. Moreover, the plot. The show is a post-apocalyptic action horror drama, taking place 2 decades after a bunch of cordyceps fungi take over humanity, turning everyone in its path into animalistic zombie-like infected. The first game puts players in the shoes of Joel, who's a gangster living inside Boston's quarantine zone. One of the few places in the game is still under martial law and severe scrutiny. He and his partner Tess have to deal with, smuggle, steal, and intimidate to live a comfortable life in these trying times. Though the two get dragged into smuggling a cold called Ellie out of the quarantine zone, what starts as just a job becomes a heartbreaking and brutal adventure as they travel through the US and depend on one another to survive. While the show keeps its tone as similar to the game's plot as possible, its creator, Neil Druckmann, made it clear from the start that the show will be making some changes. According to him, during an interview with IGN, the studio's done a great job moving away from a hardcore action point of view to a show based more on the character's drama. Some of Druckmann's favorite episodes go far from the original story, and he can't wait for people to finally see them. For him, it's amusing to see how at times the dialogue from the show is almost exactly from the games. Still, they're nothing alike at other times, ending up in a much better effect since they're creating it for a completely different medium. Lastly, more from the cast. Other than the main characters, we've got Tess, who Anna Dorf portrays. The character is a partner in crime and then some with Joel. Both characters accept the job of smuggling Ellie out of Boston as a favor to Marlene since they don't want to take it. Marlene is played by her actress from the original games, Merle Dandridge. Though it isn't clear if the show plans to expand on her small but equally meaningful role, it's still a treat for fans that the actress is making her way from the disc to the screen. Filling up roles for Joel's on-screen family, we've got Gabriel Luna playing his younger brother Tommy, and Nico Parker playing his biological daughter. Moreover, the voice of Joel's brother from the games, Jeffrey Pierce, is coming on as an original character. The Mandalorian Season 3 release date potentially revealed. Coming up, the release date. After the reveal of Season 3's trailer for all fans at the San Diego Comic-Con, everyone's excited to see their favorite Star Wars hero, Din Djarin, finally go to Mandalore. But this time, the character isn't hesitant to bring in more Mandalorians to help him, especially since we've already been teased with significant fights with many of them involved. With the character trying to earn his honor back and be a worthy Mandalorian, he will unite again with Bo-Katan as she's ruling Mandalore. But since the character has the Darksaber, things won't be pretty, though we didn't get to see any Moff Gideon in the trailer, leaving us to come up with many ideas of what the villain will be up to now. Now that the character has reunited with Grogu in the Book of Boba Fett, we're more than happy to see the two in action again. But we haven't known when the upcoming season will be out, other than it's coming in February 2023. However, a new report from Making Star Wars claims it will come out on the 22nd of February 2023. However, that makes sense and aligns with what we've been told. The Mandalorian is one of the most important ongoing ongoing projects for Disney+. They want to use all the time they can to get the editing and visual effects right. With Season 2 coming out over a year ago, the studio should have enough time to get everything down to the dot. Moving on to a lot of Star Wars content. Though this release date does interfere with another of Disney+'s projects, that's unavoidable because of their release windows. Season 2 of The Bad Batch was supposed to come out just after Andor dropped its first few episodes, but the project needed more time. Thus, several delays later, it's expected to come out in January. These changes put The Bad Batch's start before and end after The Mandalorian puts out its third season, with all of its 8 episodes, with fans having more than just one show to tune into each week. Once, it looks like fans are blessed with an overload of Star Wars content, and it may get even better with 2023 bringing about a more extensive collection of content than any other year has managed. We now see Season 3 of The Mandalorian, Season 2 of The Bad Batch, Jedi Survivor, Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka, and maybe even Skeleton Crew. We're going to have a lot to watch this year, which would make for Lucasfilms not delivering their promise of a Star Wars movie at the end of this year. Additionally, the show is not afraid of crossovers. After the show brought in Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano and Katie Sackhoff's Bo-Katan, we knew that it was inevitable for the show to cross over with other well-known characters from the Star Wars universe. The upcoming season promises to bring the show back on a much bigger scale, as Din Djarin returns to Mandalore to prove that he's a true Mandalorian. Bo-Katan's expected to have a much more significant role in it, as Mandalore's story plays a huge part in this season's story. Even the trailer teased dozens of Mandalorians, leaving fans with a lot to be excited over. But the show's writer can't wait for fans to see what he's got lined up for Season 4. Finally, Season 4. As post-production for Season 3 wraps up, the writer has already started working on a script for Season 4. In a recent interview with Entertainment Weekly, he hints at a chance of Jude Law's Skeleton Crew possibly showing up in The Mandalorian. The writer went on to talk about a whole generation of people who experienced the Star Wars universe for the first time, along with the adventure, puppets, costumes, and visuals it brings. Essentially, they want to expand on all of it. Now the writer can write the next season with a massive arsenal of characters at his side, along with new characters and locations. It keeps on adding more, and all of these stories can be told and connected because of all the contributing filmmakers. It might be hard for some fans to be excited about any character other than Jude Law though, especially since most have no idea about the Skeleton Crew and how it connects to the show. A group of children showing up during an episode may be weird for them, since the tones of both shows will be far from similar. John Watts is working on the series since it's still under work, but Skeleton Crew could also come out next year, making 2023 a content-packed year. So far, the upcoming seasons of The Bad Batch and The Mandalorian are coming out in January and February, with Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew coming sometime after both of them. There's a lot of content from the Star Wars universe coming up, and fans are rightfully excited. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on the latest episode? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.